Why AI Cloud beats local, even if you have a very powerful PC? So I built my own rig and I was running ComfyUI for over a year, really mastering it and getting used to it and training on image generation. But eventually I actually ditched my A5000 24 VRAM gig. I even made a profit on it because of this whole chip craze happening right now. But basically, if you want to go outside the hobbyist space, you have to do that, because once you get some serious clients who want to get stuff done quickly in a secure environment, you kind of have to go cloud. I tried other services. RunPod turned out to be the most cost-effective for what they provide. It was cheaper than others. And a lot of my viewers were asking for tutorials about 3D generation, video generation specifically. And I couldn't, on my A5000, if I was rendering 5 seconds on the shittiest quality, have to wait like 5-10 minutes sometimes and still getting crap. And it's like a 2.1 old model. And now I can jump on RunPod, run it on the cheapest GPU to build my network. Then I can scale it to the B200, H100, the most expensive ones they have, and get the stuff rendered. Another huge benefit of RunPod is that you're running it in sandbox environment. So it is not on your computer. And I was always concerned about ComfyUI stuff that I'm installing these custom nodes and you never really know what's there. And it's also fairly secure. It's not like you're uploading stuff to ChatGPT or Claude, which they will obviously train on your stuff. You're uploading to a network volume, you can encrypt it, so they will not have access to it themselves if they even wanted to, and then share that with a client or work on a private secure projects. For me, as a content creator, it will be easier to share my workflows with other people because I can create templates and dockers which they can open in one click and get everything set up in a few minutes without spending hours troubleshooting ComfyUI problems. And if you work with ComfyUI for a little bit of time, you know that it's going extremely labor intensive sometimes. And every system has its own flaws, own incompatibilities that will cause you a lot of trouble and pain, a lot of pain. RunPod runs a referral program. It's almost forced upon you because if you don't use a referral code, you don't get a bonus. I use a referral from my friend, and I put a referral code for my own pod in this link. When you sign up, you'll get a small bonus for your first deposit, and you'll also get a bonus. I'll have more money to compute stuff and share more on this channel. Let's go and take a look how it actually works. I've logged in RunPod. It's a pretty complicated interface, but let's go step by step. You don't have to know everything about here to run it. First, we need to go to storage, and we need to create a new network volume, and that will store all our information. Because if you just deploy a GPU straight away, you can assign a container to that GPU. However, it will get destroyed after you ran the GPU. So let's go click on new network volume, and I'll scroll down to the size of this, and you can always increase the amount of storage. However, you cannot decrease it. Let's put a name to that. So YouTube demo, I already done that, so it remembers that. And then we have to assign it to a data center. And different data centers in different parts of the world, they have different amount of GPUs to them. I usually pick Euro 1 because it's got a great amount of expensive GPUs and cheap GPUs. We want to run cheap GPUs when we are setting up ComfyUI because we are paying for the time, and then you assign a more expensive one, and we got 5090, we got cheap ones like RTX A5000, that will be really cheap to run, so that's great that we have that availability. And then let's click on create network drive, network volume. Then I click on pods from storage, and I'll click on deploy. It'll pick my network drive. You can see here YouTube demo, data center is set there, and then I want to find the cheapest available GPU to set up my ComfyUI. I'll go here, RTX A4000, and then I want to change the template. So there are like a lot of templates here, hundreds of templates. I can go look for ComfyUI, and it'll also give me a lot of ComfyUI templates for different stuff, for 3D, for image. I want to build it a little bit from scratch to show a little bit more in depth. I'll go for official. And official gives me a clean slate ComfyUI, the latest one, and ComfyUI Q13. Q13 is for the Blackwell architecture for RTX 5090. So I will go with the more regular one, just so it works better with the custom nodes. Q13 might be incompatible with certain particular custom nodes. So I go then, click deploy on demand, and it will take a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to install ComfyUI. And you're paying for this time right now. And therefore, it's good to run it on the cheapest GPU because we are just installing software. You can run it on CPU, really. You don't even need a GPU for that. But once it got installed, you don't have to wait it next time. Next time, you will just be launching pod, and you only need to wait for the ComfyUI to launch. So it's going to be like a minute or two. And let's rename it as well, YouTube demo. I'll call it GPU I can also call it by the name of this particular GPU. I'll call it GPU pod. So now I can see it's installed. I can go to connect. And I'm looking at ComfyUI, File Browser, we can ignore, and Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Lab is pretty important, so I'll click on that real quick. Jupyter Lab is basically a browser. It will show all your files here. So you can go and browse the ComfyUI, you can copy-paste stuff here, especially when you're working more custom setups. You will be spending a lot of time here. Jupyter Lab is something to learn because you have a lot of others, can install plugins here, you can run a lot of commands from here. It's a bit of like advanced Internet Explorer for data scientists and machine learning people. I will be talking more about this in future videos, but for now, let's go back to the pod and we'll click on ComfyUI and it will open as the ComfyUI. All right, there we go. I'll go for image and I want to go for Flux 2. So I always wanted to play with Flux 2 and I'll go Flux dev and it gives me so that I need to download this stuff. And it's pretty easy. I just need to download it to pod. I can see, however, that the amount of space I need is actually more than I have on the pod. So I'll go back and I wanted just to demonstrate that. I'll go back, click on edit the storage and I will just put 80 gigs and update the network volume. And that's it. I'm done. I'm ready to go and put heavier models here. Then I'll go click download to pod, and this will be pretty quick. You can see here the speed is impressive, especially at least for me, for my home internet, it's way faster than what I have. Everything been downloaded. I'll click refresh page, reload, and now I have the setup. So this is a container. So actually, if I double click on that, I can see the overall Flux 2 setup. And okay, go back, and I cannot really run anything here because I have 24 gigs of VRAM, which is not enough for Flux 2. I need to go back and start a new pod. Here, I'll go and click stop the pod. You can see it will tell you if it needs to charge you for idle pod, not in my case. So it's basically shut down. It's there if you want to reactivate it. I'll go to deploy a new pod on the same network volume, and I will pick something that's more, a bit more intense. I'll go with 5090. This will be enough. And I then want to change the template. So this is a peculiar thing that we do have to pre-install certain dependencies. It is very quick, a lot quicker than installing everything on a network drive, but it has to be compatible with this particular GPU, so it has to download a few things. So I'll go deploy on demand, and this time it took basically a minute. It was very, very quick. I'll click on conf. I didn't actually save the graph before, so I have to go and into the templates and find it again. Just want to have text to image. Everything was already downloaded. I can click run, and it will take time as usual for ComfyUI to load up the model. And then after it's loaded up, it will be much faster every next generation. I did make a little mistake, so I want to run next one at 2048 to 2048 because that's the kind of the point of Flux 2 that it can run a high quality gens. I'll click on run there, so it should be queued for the next job. And there we go. I've got my first generation. And to be honest, I'm not really seeing Flux 2 being that much better than Flux 1. Yeah, tell me if you find it better, because I think Flux 1 might be doing basically the same thing and much faster to generate. And there we go. I've created a higher quality image. Same type of noise I can see here as usual. So it gets me an image very high quality, better than Flux 1 at 2K. And the images, they were saved. Well, first you can click on the asset tab and it will, you can click here and you can download it from here. But you can also go to Jupyter Lab and I go to my pod and let me click through ComfyUI and output. And there we go. We got our images saved there on that hard drive for the long-term storage. There we go. This is basically the setup and how to run it for the first gen. Please leave it in the comments what you want to see next, what you're curious about. I'll be happy to create some networks and show. And let's catch up in the next video.